Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back to Heaven's Vault. Yo, hi Puzzle Master. We have a story so far. Aliyah and her robot 6 are looking for the missing roboticist, Janika Renmi. The trail has led them to a ruin hidden inside the center of a dangerous river vortex known as the Cyclones. But what was Renba doing here? And why did he want Mayari to follow him? And where is Renba? Is he dead? Press any key to continue. That probably didn't need to be that dramatic. But, yeah, there we go. That's a nice little touch. Just the quick recap. That's pretty cool. So we were in this room. And we had just gotten ourselves a dagger off the top. And we deciphered it probably fairly poorly. That's money. I feel like that should be significant. Anything hiding in the shadows? Certainly there is. It's probably more of a squeaky voice than I gave him yesterday, but whatever. He's a robot, he gets a weird voice.
After the dead air of the house, it was good to see the sky again.
I mean, we were just there like a couple of minutes ago, but hey. Also, we are pinned by one new location of interest, the site from the mural. And there is the map to consider. I suggest we take the crown to Professor Mayari directly. We must also inform her of our theories about Renba. I'd like to activate the hopper now, mistress. No, we ain't done. There's the whole shrine thing that we ain't even got to yet. We've still more to do here. There must be more to this place. We have seen that there is more to this place. We know. I want to know who lived here and who died here. Ooh, wooden beams. Are they interesting? You know, I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier, but there can't have been many trees here to use. So the wood must have been brought in. Brought from Mayersi, maybe? That seems likely, mistress. Is that... Oh, that's back inside, isn't it, I think? Oh, no, there's a carving. There's something carved above the door. It's a word! Evangelion! Yo, how's it going? So... I've not encountered any of these words anywhere else, except for the word all, which I totally have. I guess I don't know it, but, you know, I've definitely encountered it. That is some sort of element. We have seen the element formation before, so that's got something going on. Don't like any of these words for that, though. Still gives me the option for none there. I feel like live would be that. I mean, it feels like that should be like storm or something. Really? Like, it's an element, lightning kind of icon. Seems like that should be a storm, right? To that end, storm, electricity, lightning, live? I understand it's live, not live, but you know. Although why an alien language would have that same homonym is anybody's guess. Separated? Nah. Place? I mean, I feel like this icon, the little triangle with the wiggles, I touched on this like literally right at the end when we were talking about the title translation. I feel like that is... Well, I mean, maybe death is wrong in that particular instance then. But I feel like that was place. Do the time one. Oh, this one, yeah. Yes, it is a time, isn't it? There's yeah, good call on the time. So again, now here is a place. Another is not necessarily time. I imagine. Again, you've got like a cycle of repeating the swirl, repetition. Potentially, but then that symbol is also in loyalty as well. Not that we really had much to go on with loyalty. That was like a mess of a word. I feel like we saw that symbol in kind of the opposite of light, wasn't it? Or when we were looking at... Ooh, excuse me. When we were looking at the chest, should begin. All... again... I feel like again probably fits better than now. all live again? A place of rebirth? We have seen that this is definitely a place of death, but all live again? Could be non live again. I feel like live of the options for that one. All sad again, all separated again. Here, as something that's over the door of a house, I feel like here, yeah, why is it over the door of a house? Absolutely, good question. I feel like to that end, here fits there, but that kind of breaks our, that breaks our theory that the twin circles is time, or time-based words, because here is not really time. All live now. That's a weird one to put over your door. Like, tell me, have you ever walked into someone's house and inscribed in a big plaque above the door it says, "Everyone's alive here," or everyone in this house right now is alive? Good to know? Thanks. Why is this being communicated? I mean, the fact that you're feeling the need to communicate this is now making me question the fact. I hadn't questioned that everybody in here was alive, but now you've got me wondering. What are you trying to reassure me of? Maybe they're waiting the souls to return back to their home? Maybe? I mean, we touched briefly with the grave on sort of, and I guess, an element of theology and belief systems. Is this a place of, rebirth? Is this an important location in, like, the cycle of death and the afterlife and maybe reincarnation within these people? Is it all live again? Everyone who comes here will be reborn, according to our belief system? That feels like that might potentially fit the bill. It's a weird building to have and a weird place to have that building, but it could kind of fit. We definitely know somebody did die here, so it ties in that regard. Sad is a weird one. Everyone is sad here. Everyone is sad again. Everyone is sad now. I don't think it's going to be sad. I don't like place. Separated is also weird. I mean, I feel like maybe they would have confirmed it by now if we were right on that one, but I am pretty tied to the idea of that being all. It seems like a hideout of the Imperial family when the Holy Empire fell. Then I mean, if that's the case, then the translation still vaguely fits. Like, oh, we are waiting here, but the Empire will be reborn. We will return once more. Plus, also, don't forget what they said about the crown. They specifically, none live here. Nobody lives here. It had a farm. And tools, and a workshop, and a bed. Somebody definitely lived here. At least at some point. But to go back to the point about the reliquary, she very explicitly explained, and I don't think it was a coincidence in this particular instance, that because she had to explain to Six about it, and indeed to me, because I wouldn't have known what the hell a reliquary was. But a reliquary is a place where you put things to keep safe after your death, because under your belief system, you expect to return for them in another life. So the fact that a reliquary existed at all suggests that the people who lived here definitely believed in a system of rebirth, reincarnation. So, got that to go on as well. To that end, I'm still leaning towards all live again. This theory of death and rebirth, and not a theory, this theme rather of death and rebirth keeps cropping up again and again with this building. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I think I'm happy to go with this for now. A blessing to keep the house safe, or a loop believer carved that. Maybe. They believe everything that dies returns to the rivers to be reborn. Which means if they buried someone in the grave at the back, then they were doing something really bad. Okay. And yet they inscribed never forget on it. Unless it's never forget the crimes of this person that had to be buried so that they couldn't come back. Which then also ties into our earlier theory of this is a place of badness. This is something evil to be sealed away, and I've not followed this conversation at all. What were we talking about? Why are you asking me about something? I've been among the rivers. There are no dead people there. Okay, well, there is the shrine. That's the shrine. It sure is. Assuming it's not an outhouse. We could learn things from the outhouse. Is this channel natural? I don't think it is. Dug out. Must be a wellspring here. A feeble one. One that requires every drop to be used. Water would have run down the channel. Right past the house. Imagine having a stream of your own. Not a bad way to live. If you can withstand the soul-crushing loneliness. Someone lived out here. They irrigated the land, prayed, here in the eye of the cyclones. Some kind of hermit? How can we get around this end? Yeah, we can. Ooh, cutting in the rock. Smoke is this way. Oh yeah, of course, that was a pretty important one to investigate as well, I guess. By all the moons and waters. Maybe the grape says never remember? It's a ship. Yep, of course it is. I mean, it was a ship. I think with a crime, it would be like never. I do think never forget fits better, potentially. Never forget the crimes that they committed. Are we sure this was Janiki's ship? No, mistress, but the circumstantial evidence is very strong. Did someone blast it from the sky? Really, mistress? That seems speculative to say the least. What could do that? Eagles are supposed to breathe fire, aren't they? There are no eagles, mistress, as you well know. Evidently exploded on attempting to rise from the surface, mistress. The mangled pieces rained down at high velocity, ricocheted, and buried themselves into the dust. In short, I am surprised there is anything left. Janiki? Most likely not. Rember didn't hop her down. He landed his boat. Tried to. Or else he wasn't able to return. There are traces of an explosive propellant, mistress. I suspect Master Rember attempted to detonate himself off the surface of the moon. That seems dangerous. I wonder why Rember didn't use a hopper to get down here. Landing his ship must have been almost impossible. Was he a devout believer in the Great Loop, perhaps? The Loopists believe that hoppering is like throwing oneself into a river. It is intended for the dead. It removes part of the soul. Rember also more than a part of his soul down here. Indeed, mistress. It's been torn apart. What could do this? I've never seen anything like it. The fire here must have burnt up a lot of air. The remaining atmosphere is thin, mistress. Still, I believe the fire was extinguished before it consumed the whole ship. Blackened. Presumably the ship was still burning as it fell. I suppose... I always assumed we would find Renbo. I assumed... I don't know. Mayari made it sound like he'd run away. Perhaps you can take the matter up with Renbo in his next life, mistress. So what do we do now? Return to Iox and inform Professor Mayari, mistress. This is the hull? It must have been an explosion, mistress. Enough to be seen on my airsea. What do we tell Mayari? The truth, surely, mistress. Janiki must have been sailing when it fell. He cannot possibly have survived. I'm getting through everything. I'll check it all, don't worry. What I can't figure out is this. What was Renbo doing finding ancient sites? He must have been following some kind of trail, mistress. But how that trail began and where it was leading him... most unclear. What were you hiding, Renbo? A good question, mistress. But he cannot hear you. Here's a way. Oops, something under the wood. Look down at the thing under the wood. I want to see the thing under the wood. There we go. There's something wedged under here. It seems to have survived the fire. Please, please don't be an arm. It's not an arm. A silver telescope engraved with a yardarm design. Looks like something from at least the earliest days of the Empire? This must have been aboard Janiki's ship. Another of his finds. An heirloom, maybe? It has that look to it. Something that was old even when it was used. The casing has been inscribed, mistress. With, whoa, that's a whole new symbol. This one is a broken fragment from an even longer phrase. Okay, so there's more to it. So this is just a bit of something. Yo, Fox. You should definitely have heard of this game. It's a good game. I'm glad you heard of it. Right, we know sail. We know about sailing. We know as. We know as is correct. Haha. Sail as death? Something's gone wrong. I must have used the wrong words. What other words can there be? That fits. It doesn't snap to anything else if it doesn't fit. Oh, I see. That could fit in there, but it could be a character of a different word. That is probably all one character, not two. Okay. So my translation for sail is right now. Bing! But my translation for death doesn't feel right now. Okay, it crosses it out when you've like got it wrong. That is good. Hopefully I can make some better guesses for the rest of this. So what does this say? Sail of death! Sail... for, however, sail together, sail free, sail for home? How if free? I feel like for sail for home kind of makes more sense. What? I need to find out what the context is. What did we use that in before? And did home make more sense in it? Sail for home? Would that be like an inscription that you might find on a telescope? I feel like it is. Sail together, home. Sail free, home. Sail free, one. Sail free, temple. Sail how? No. Sail for home. I think that's a pretty solid fit. I'm going to have a crack at that. Yes, it is a bit... well, I mean, yeah, it's the process of elimination and, you know, elaborating on things, and they push you in the right direction a little bit. So, and indications of an unknown moon somewhere in Eagle's Pass. Cool. Okay, new location. So yeah, so it's totally got that Oberdin vibe, but it is definitely its own thing as well at the same time. This is a remark. We didn't see any shrine houses on Maersi like the one here. Not even small ones. An older custom, perhaps? Iox does not permit shrines, mistress. It must have burned for days. Lightships don't usually explode. Janiki must have used an inadvisable propellant to travel. This channel comes up from the rock. There must be a wellspring here. Someone dug the channel to carry the water to the building. The spring is dead now, mistress, and you are breathing the last air this moon has to offer. Janiki is not here, mistress. Neither is anyone else. Are you ready to go yet, mistress? No! Stop, robot. I know you want to go tattle to your master, but... or mistress, rather. What is a wellspring, anyway? A source, mistress. Nothing more. But what is a wellspring? Are we getting philosophical or what? How does it work? Evidently, it is a source, mistress. It has no mechanism, as I understand it. Ooh, mysteries. Mysteries of the universe. We've not had a look down. We've not tried to find a way down. Do you think Janiki found the Crown Six? I do not think that coffer has been opened in at least 500 years, mistress. But he must have known it was here. Why else come? Perhaps Janiki took something else with him. If so, that other item is lost. Right, I want to go to my inscriptions and find out where that word for death was. Unsolved inscriptions. Do we have unsolved? Are these all counting as unsolved? Alright, so the word for death was a fragment on a telescope. Did those extra bits with the interesting characters at the end? It didn't actually let me translate those, which is interesting. So that symbol for home relating to pilgrims maybe makes some sense now? Home and living, life? Is this a symbol for, like, life energy? If we're talking sort of elements again? Right, so I need the like sort of the wavy mountain and the lightning bolt. Where did that exist before? There we go. On the Hermitage Moon, scratches of stars of home. See, I ruled out home because and then no, wait. No, I'm totally confusing how the game works now. I thought it probably wasn't home based on the conversation, and then afterwards they kind of confirmed it. They're like, this is a map, but this isn't of here. But of course they said it wasn't of here. I chose the words that implied it wouldn't be here. But, I mean, actually them having a map of the surrounding area in their house is a totally reasonable thing to have. So if they had a map of the stars of home hung up in their house, stars of home works pretty well, actually. Stars of temple. The problem is that then changes the description of the telescope to say sail for temple as well. So you got to bear that one in mind. So the fact that we have two translations, the word has to fit both of those things. So temple is still an option here, but sail for temple inscribed on a telescope? I don't know about that. I'm not quite sure about that one. Home fits both contexts, right? They saw something explode, for which he lost control of his ship. The river started pulling him into the storm. He ended up in the eye of the storm. I mean, maybe. So, if that word is in... Oh no, that's the thing over the door. We already did that today. Yep. There's that lightning bolt of life again, but it's in a different context. And again there. Oh yeah, no, are those two words? Or is that a different word? I cannot quite parse the letters exactly yet. Etch in the sun. Yeah, that's the one we just changed to home, right? In the wooden marker... What was the wooden marker? What was the context of that? Oh, never forget. Ah, yeah. Never... Oh! It's return! The grave! Going back to the theory of life and rebirth, and indeed the loop specifically, you bury somebody when you don't want them to return. On a grave, under this particular system of belief, never return fits that way better than never forget. Under sort of like a, you know, a contemporary sort of Christian theology, or indeed probably most religions in the world, or indeed just like, I mean, heck, even anything secular, like, oh, we don't want to forget them. Like, I mean, that makes sense. I thought even with the bad person, it still kind of makes sense. And like, let us remember the crimes of the past that we may not repeat them. Those who forget history are doomed to repeat them, right? So, but under the loop theology, return makes way more sense. And if that's kind of a home symbol, and then you've got the X, which is not, so it's like not home. Now, not return. Because that's something. Never. No, ignore me. That one doesn't make any sense. I don't know how this word is conjugated, but in the context, return makes it way better. So then, does this open up anything on the dagger? Don't know about the dagger yet. Above the hearth. No, I like the translation we had there for the hearth. The ancient crown. What do we get for the ancient crown? On rivers of light we will sail forever. I still don't think there's a better translation than that. I still love that translation. That's a good translation. The treasure chest was a bit weird. Treasures. All is definitely great. definitely perfect. The last emperor betrayed by someone. They kept a dagger by their side but got betrayed anyway. Maybe by their own dagger. Who knows? Treasures of great. We started going down that idea of like a forbidden artifact, but I'm pretty sure that's not correct now. It's got to be. We've got the symbol of river value. Don't think that ties together particularly well. Loyalty and value. Loyalty and value. You got a little bit of overlap. Not much there though. There's not much in common with light. I'm not sure quite how they're... Oh yeah, there was the one where they're like, oh yes, they said the symbol looked a bit like the symbol for light, which goes into the idea of like inverting the symbol to invert the meaning, which is how we landed on corruption, right? But I think value, given that we now know that it's a crown, for crying out loud. Streams of great truth? Nah. Streams of enormous truth, enormous value. I don't, great or enormous, I don't know. Treasures of enormous value, great value. They're kind of synonyms, so I don't know why those two options are there. I'm going to slap value in there because I actually think that probably is better now. Just in the context, again, the pictographic sort of actual etymological connection isn't there for it, but the context is, right? Now that, like, retrospectively, we know it's a crown. We were translating it before we knew it was a box holding a crown. If someone was betrayed, we need a reason, and they should never return, so I'd say corrupt makes more sense. You think it's like what, like great treasures corrupt people, great like money don't make good people. Money corrupts. Treasures of great corrupts people. Is that what we're going to, like, don't take this, it'll make you bad. It'll make you stab an emperor. The emperor held such great wealth that he was murdered for it. It's more of a warning. You want the corrupt? Alright, I'll leave it in then. Alright, fine. I'll leave that be. We know where it is, we can get to it. Let's have a poke at that robe again. All pilgrims follow. Kind of happy with all. Kind of happy with pilgrims, especially given the context of the word for home and this idea of divinity and sailing. Indeed, traveling. You've got divine symbols. So, divinity and home and sailing, traveling. Pilgrims fits that bill very well, actually. All pilgrims followed. I mean, I've right from the off, I've kind of been assuming that it doesn't necessarily follow a traditional, like, I guess, Latin, I suppose? Is it Latin? No. Let's go with English, I guess, sort of word structure. Let's just say there's a traditional English word structure. Because I guess there are Latin-derived languages that don't, like, have the syntax in the same way. Like the order of the words. Like, all pilgrims, emperors doesn't make sense in English, but, like, in another language, like, putting those words in that order in that language might not necessarily might not be untranslatable as that. Like, you could have all the emperor's pilgrims, but the words might not necessarily appear in the same order as they would in English, and the sentence would mean the same thing, if you follow. So, to my mind, like, from that linguistic perspective, putting emperors at the end isn't that big a crime, really. But everything that we've had so far has, like, translated pretty much into, like, a sentence, right, that makes a kind of sense. The words have never been out of order. So, there's that. Anyway. Is there a way down, is the pressing question at the moment. There might be more clues down there. I do not believe it would be wise, mistress. Indeed, I believe it would be quite the opposite. I can barely see the rivers above. And yet, there's something here. Which makes me wonder, what else is out here waiting to be found? I don't think we're talking about climbing down anymore. Mistress, please. We should not linger. If anything were to go wrong out here, we would never be found. Someone would come looking for us. We're out here looking for Janiki, aren't we? Janiki is Mayari's friend. You are not. There's nothing we can do here, Six. Nothing at all. Look at the shrine! Oh, we're just leaving this bit, that's fine. We absolutely need to explore the shrine before we leave. We can't leave this unexplored. This is not here for no reason. Jesus, this is quite major. There's another inscription! Ooh, the symbols of divinity, I recognize it. And never. Something about never. There's definitely the word never in there. I can already speak ancient a little bit. Emperors never die? I believe you can be confident of your translation for never now, mistress. Yes. Which leaves one word to guess. Is it die? It's die! Yes, I speak ancient. Brilliant. You've got the symbol for life, and then you've got the X that's in part of never. And I already picked that out. I was like, there's symbols in there for life and never. Never life. Die. It's die. Emperors are never incorrect. Emperors never slice. They always get other people to slice their bread for them. Or they never deceive. That's a fun one. Like emperors are never deceptive. I don't think it's true, but like cute idea. I think it's die. Emperors never die. Someone wanted to live forever. Or they were very loyal to the Empire, I suppose. The shrine was built here. Is the stone inside from Maersi? No, mistress. I do not know where it is from, but Maersi does not have stone like that. Let's have a look at it. Stone pedestal. With someone in it. A local goddess? Evidently it is the goddess from Maersi, mistress. Mistress, you can recognize her by her hat. Simply fashioned. Not a treasure. A functional item. This should tell us a little more about this place. On it are inscribed some tiny glyphs, mistress. Something about a goddess. This is the end of a longer line of text. Goddess. Bless. And weed. Goddess bless this weed. I can add my translation to goddess to the dictionary now. It's a long one, but I'm sure it translates as bless. Yes! Double yes. There's only one word still to resolve. But this last word doesn't look like anything I've seen before. Weed. Goddess bless... Bless things, just bless everything. Just generally bless everything here, please. Just like, we're just like, you know, trying to get our money's worth out of these blessings. So like, if you could just bless everything at once instead of us having to bless things individually, it'll save us all a lot of time and effort. Can you just do sort of a blanket blessing? That's a surprisingly hard phrase to say. Blanket blessing. Yeah, goddess bless this weed. This was blatantly a wheel. This was the Emperor's weed plantation once upon a time, in the year 420. Does goddess bless plants make sense? Like bless our crops. They had farming going on. The shrine itself is made of stone, but it's not the same stone as the moon itself. Is it as old as the building? The outer structure is, certainly. The stone pillar? No. The buildings here are significantly older than the pillar. How old would you say the pillar was? Mid to late Empire period, mistress. Moving it to this moon must have been difficult. Perhaps it's from the moon in Ghost's Wake we saw on the map. Perhaps so, mistress. But if so, it has walked a long way to be here. If we can find where the shrine came from, maybe we can work out whose crown we found? Is there anything else to see in here? There's a little hutch at the back. Well, I don't think there's anything else to be found, but we know some words, and that is good. Can your tracks handle the terrain? She's going to ask that about every planet we visit. If I get tired of walking, maybe you can carry me. If I get tired, I will hopper you back to the ship. Alright, how actually do we get out of here? Ooh, hello. Little window. Obviously the building is at least 700 years old. How'd you work that out? I have been observing the rate of weathering on the stones, mistress. Extrapolating, this building is older than the founding of the Holy Empire on Iox. You know, Six, back on Iox, they say nothing is older than the Empire. That the Empire and the Fall are all that has ever been. If Iox does not believe in history, what is it they think you do? It's a very fair point. Iox believes in the loop. They believe what has happened will happen again. They think I'm out discovering the future. Six, what do you know about the Loop Temple? I know little of the Loop Mistress. The Loop Priests claim that life is a great cycle. They believe that all that happens has happened before. And will happen again. Indeed, Mistress. Past is future and future past. Is it true? The probability of it is incalculable, Mistress. There is no meaningful data. Cool, let's read this window. That's been bugging me for a while now. There's an inscription here. You never check the backside. What? Oh, of the temple? I don't think I could get behind it. I'll have a look. I've got one of these words in my notebook. Let's see what's left. I've got we is filled in. Oh, we've got. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. We've got a couple that we've guessed at before, and goddess is definitely a thing. We give thanks for goddess. We give blessings for goddess. Actually, that's got a lot of similarity to bless. That's almost certainly blessings. It's interesting that the word for bless and blessing are again separate words. Does this make it a verb? I don't know. It can't be because it's in Emperor. And then there's that with a little wiggly on it. A little wiggly. A little embedded apostrophe, which presumably makes it an entirely different thing. We give... Yeah, it's gotta be blessings. We are blessings. We are the blessings of the goddess. We are only here because we are the blessings of the goddess. We're only here because the goddess wills it. I'm pretty sure it's probably more likely give. Again, we've got some structural similarities to bless. So we bless, we give blessings. If you can bless something, you give something. There's some commonality there. You've got that symbol that mostly, I think, seems to relate to people. So we, every time this symbol comes up, it's more often than not a person. It's not, and I recognize it's in blessings as well, but it is in Emperor, it is in Goddess, it's in we. Yeah, I mean, it is way too similar to blessings to not be pretty much bang on. And yeah, again, given the context, I feel like you would want thanks. We thank the goddess. You wouldn't bless the goddess. The goddess would do the blessing. We give blessings for goddess. We are blessings. We sit blessings. We think, no. We give or we are. Give. I can still change my mind, but we give blessings for goddess. Yeah, that's I'm not sure that's right kind of remark, isn't it? I don't think that was necessarily it. Alright, let's have a nosy behind the shrine. Not sure you could get there. I remember I must have really wanted to hide what was in that box of his. I wonder why. Nope. Oh shoot, there's this cave thing. Oh man, I missed the cave thing. Was this what you were talking about? It'll be dark in there. Oh. Suddenly, Metroidvania? Gotta come back with a torch. In fact, I can see the daylights on the other side. It's not that dark. Also, does my robot not come with a torch attachment? My phone comes with a torch attachment. How does a robot not come with a torch attachment? Not the shrine, the ship. We didn't look behind the ship. What do you mean behind it? I can't get through that way because the debris is blocking me that way. I don't think I can get behind it. And I can't get down to it because they're just like, no, that's dangerous. You are not doing that. And I don't think I could get. And if you go up any further, it's just like, yeah, this is where the spring starts. I could try and get across those rocks, but I don't think it's anything doing. It didn't look terribly passable. Nah, that's no way. I think we've seen everything we can see of the ship. I mean, that big old winged thing over there is pretty interesting. I guess it's just part of the ship rather than some sacred artifact, but it looks important. I can go rub my face against that rock, but I'm not sure we'll achieve a lot. Yep, nope. Other side? Oh, no, not O. Not O, that's a dead end. Alright, back to the ruins. You acquired one more promising artifact here, the telescope. We have also discovered the existence of one more location, an unknown moon. Are you ready to go now, mistress? Don't hassle me. Yeah, I think we're done. Let's get out of here. Stand by, mistress. Beam me up, Scotty. Where is this now? This is not the Nightingale. 6? Oh, I hate robots. I hate them. They always do this kind of thing. Right before they give you the speech about how it was for your own good. Mistress, you are about to step on a small ant. My ethical core required that I locked you inside this packing crate. It's cold in here. Oh, I thought I was mimicking the robot again. Oh, it's cold. It is actually cold in here. Why does my robot not have a head? There you are. Where's your head? Mayari. 6? Is everything alright? You followed me, Lexi. As I thought you might. Because you knew. Because you've always known. I'm not Mayari. Mayari did not come? She would not face me. I thought so. She lies. She is not who she says she is. So who is she? She is just what she appears to be. And nothing more. I don't understand. I sent her a brooch. From the body. The Emperor's body. Unburned. Not even buried. She fooled them all. Even me. Your Renba? She sent me to find Janiki Renba. There isn't time. I found something. Something that matters more than her lies. Tell Lexi there is a great darkness, an all-consuming, hungry darkness, and it is coming. How are you doing this, Janiki? How are you talking to me? I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're dead. There is an ancient place, an observatory. It is watching, and it holds the wires of our fate in its claws. Tell me what you know. I will find it before the vault is lost. The robots know, but they don't remember. Someone long ago made certain they would not remember. Renba, how do I help you? I don't think we do. You have my apologies, mistress. I do not understand the question. 6? Yes, mistress? I observe we are not back on the Nightingale. There must be something wrong with the hopper. I will look into it. This way, mistress. You don't remember how we ended up in here? Hoppers can misfire due to imperfections, mistress. The eye above your ship is quite old. I see where we are now. Oh, this was this cave. Eh, of course it was. Although I still don't see how we got in there. 6. Do you know anything about an observatory? No, mistress. Nothing comes to mind. Why do you ask? You don't remember? Remember what, mistress? So the last emperor killed the hermit who lived here. Then the emperor buried them in the dirt. We only know that the emperor outlived them. We do not know there was a murder. The emperors of Iox were all devout believers in the loop. To bury someone outside instead of returning them to rivers to be reborn, that's what you do to your worst enemy. If the emperor was hiding here, perhaps he did not want anyone returning to find him. I think we have seen enough of this moon. Time to leave. As you wish, mistress. Stand by, mistress. Damn! And so we left the surface of the last emperor's hideout in the Cyclones, with enough new evidence to find a previously unknown site. Ooh, BRB, just one hot second. I'll be back in just a moment. I am back, sorry about that. So yeah, where are we at? We are continuing. I don't think we need to relive any of those, we've just seen them all. You know what? You might be right. The name of the title of the game might refer to a thing that occurs in the game. There may be a Heaven's Vault. Who could possibly have known? We should sail to Iox and tell Mayari what we've seen, and I'm sure she wants to see the crown. You know what, actually, I make the snarky remarks about that, but, like, when I played the demo, they sort of hint at a building that might be, like, a vault, and they're like, oh my god, is this a vault? And I just kind of stopped playing the game for a moment and looked up at the giant banner over the screen, that said Heaven's Vault, and I was like, oh yeah, the game's about a vault. Yeah, that could be a vault. Yeah, I might be right. It's like, I forgot about that bit. Yeah, fair enough. Just look at this thing. The workmanship is beautiful. Evidently, it is more than a simple crown, mistress. It is a symbol. This was Iox's power, lost after the fall. To regain it would be a sign that Iox was once more the center of the nebula. More than that, mistress, I believe the metal is a casement for a mechanism of some kind. A mechanism? It was sealed away. What kind of mechanism? Without opening it up, I cannot tell. Does it open? Not in any way I can see. But if it does contain a mechanism, I would expect a method by which it might be serviced. So you want to take a hammer to a priceless artifact? I confess I am curious, mistress. It's not just pretty, then. Perhaps not, mistress. Maybe we should go to Elbereth. I quite fancy somewhere with people. Ooh, can we have a look around? The figurine. She looks at home here. But presumably she was fashioned on my Ersi. Clay being a material derived from waterlogged mud. Brought out here by a hermit from my Ersi? Back in a time when the Myersians were willing to sail? Into the cyclones, no less. Ooh, can we like... Also, firstly, I quite like that on our ship we're now picking up artifacts and keeping them here, so it's like growing with our journey. But also, like, I guess maybe we can take that back to my Ersi and show it to people and be like, hey, do you know what this is? Oh, Renba's crystal. It's beautiful enough. That doesn't explain what Renba was doing with it. From the marker outside the hermitage on the moon near Myersi. I still don't know what it's made of. The actual crown of the Empire. I think so, anyway. Oh yeah, the brooch. All these artifacts we've got now. Cool. Crystal set into Renba's brooch. It looks a lot like the same mineral as the shard from Myersi. Was that moon some kind of mine, maybe? And the robe. Look out there, it seems to go on forever. I was looking at the robe, not the window. Mistress? What are the rivers, 6? Flows of oxygen, hydrogen, ice. Their velocity keeps them coherent. It's like they're going somewhere. The rivers. But they never do go anywhere. They just cycle round and round, like the loop. The robe Janiki hid. I wonder if we'll ever know what was so special about this robe. Oh, I can go to bed? I'm not sure what that achieves in this instance, but... Can we go through? No. Right, so we need to figure out where we're going next. Let's take to the river. I will ready the ropes, mistress. It's literally powered by ropes. Yeah, clearly the options are... Yeah, okay, interesting. Oh, okay, we got a few things we can do now. Now this is opening up. Okay. Yeah, I'm on board with the don't show it to Myersi. Or, not Myersi, whatever her name was. I can't. I'm not following the names of the characters in this. I don't know if you've realized this. I quite often was like, oh yeah, it's that so and so's thing. So, you know them. You know the ones. Where next? So yeah, we can either go back to the university and show our boss the crown, but we've just been told not to trust her, so I'm going to hold off on that as long as possible until this robot, like, forces my hand. I'm sure we're going to have to go back there at some point, but I want to dig up everything I can before I go back to her. The site from the mural is... That is our Stars of Home, actually, isn't it? Stars of Home. But we talked about there was an evil site, the place where we don't go, so we can go and try and track that down in the skies there. The vault protects something, keeping it away from humanity. They want it maybe access to the loop as in administrator? Interesting. Getting a bit almost Ringworld there. Like, here's the controls for the world. Here's how you run the world. Like, literally, mechanically speaking. Elber, I don't know why she said she wanted to go to Elber. This is where our protagonist is from. She comes from Elbereth. I don't know what that holds for us there if we were to go there. Myersi, I'm intrigued as to what the people can tell us about the inscription. What, they might want to break the crown, or what? Huh? I mean, the whole system designed to wipe out all known life is, in a cleansing sort of fashion, as a theory, is a little of Halo, a little of Horizon Zero Dawn, I guess. I'm going to go to my Ursi first, I think. I should return the figurine I found out, yeah, to its rightful owners. Or I could go to the professor. I'm not going to go to the professor. The game is going to keep prodding me in that direction. Like, you could go to the professor. Do you want to go to the professor? Maybe you should go to the professor. I'm going to avoid that as long as it lets me. We're slowly breaking free of the loop and bring humanity back. They have to throw it back. A great disaster in the eyes of many. Possibly? Whee! Yeah, I don't know where I'm going! I can't see a damn thing. Where am I going? Woo.
Set course once more for Mayerzi. I found myself looking forward to it. It was a good place, despite the people. It was everything Elbereth could have been.
So where did they find you, Six? Me, mistress? Like most robots on Iox. I was chipped carefully free from a concrete wall on the lower levels. Well, that's just a bit weird. Whee! I seem to hit the rapids every time I contract the sails. It's almost like they're like... I think once you've been somewhere... Let's hope that was the way we wanted to go. Feel like... I don't know, if you've been somewhere once, it lets you get there a lot faster. You were buried down there? Indeed. Well, this is going somewhere interesting. Where is this taking us? I understand it not to be uncommon to find robots that way. We occur, I am told, like potatoes. Potato robots. Do you remember being down there? Trapped? Robots are basically Mr. Potato Head, aren't they? That's what this is. No, I barely remember my activation. The Verdant Pass. I don't think this is where I wanted to be. I hope they want the statue back. Or maybe it is. Mayerzi, a farming moon. Maybe they want their figurine back. Or maybe they're going to cast me out for bringing back some cursed artifact.
Soft, wet wind of Mayerzi hadn't seemed gentle before. I could see it now. Maybe Remba really had liked this place.
I won't lie, for everything that I love about this game, the one thing that is mildly grating on me is just the voice actor, because I really don't think that, like, that kind of coarse, slightly Cockney accent fits the character in any way, shape, or form. It just doesn't feel right. It's definitely her, isn't it? Definitely. The quality of carving is poor, but there are unmistakable details. Oh, her. Oh, I see. Look at her. She towers over everything. Elbereth has a statue like that. Sort of. It's just a pair of feet. People from Mayerzi sail, then? Did they live on that hideout moon? Or did Remba take the statue with him and leave it there? It is unlikely they sail, mistress. Moons in the Protectorate are mostly without boats of their own. So people here aren't allowed to sail? Iox doesn't let them? It is considered safer for everyone if sailing is centralized. People can request transportation if they require it. Iox really is terrified of another fall, aren't they? Understandably, yes, since the loop guarantees a fall is coming. If your robots are so ancient, don't you have the whole of the history of the nebula in your head somewhere? Perhaps some do. I do not. So, what do you remember? I remember my activation, nothing before that. Perhaps I had never been activated before. But perhaps you had? Quite so. Well, thoroughly unhelpful, I think. Hello, anybody home? Something scratched here. The emblem of Iox. I suppose this is where the Myercian leave goods for the Ioxians to collect. Taxes. The item he left for you. Oh yeah, there was something that was... No, the crystal was what he left for me, right? Why was I not allowed to go that way? I've never understood Professor Mayari. You know, she brought me to Iox from an orphanage on Elbereth. And now she keeps giving me robots when I keep losing them. I really don't know what she gets out of it. Perhaps she likes to be kind, mistress. Mayari? Kind? Have you met her? She's strong, she's principled, she's organized, she's fair, and she's as kind as a thunderstorm.
I had the clay
Oh, I can go in it now.
in my bag, wrapped up safely in a cloth.
I wonder if they can tell me what it was doing out there.
Three paths met at the heart of the village.
I don't think we
I
came
could
here
imagine
before,
them
did we?
all sitting around here in the evenings, sipping rucker and singing. It seemed nice.
Oh, I see. It was left with the goddess, as in, like, the statue, I guess? I did wonder what... to be fair, I kind of wondered what they meant. Greetings, old small stranger. Tell us quickly, did you find your man? I found the remains of his ship. And fire in the sky. I am sorry for your loss. I didn't know him. I brought you something. Kibenya! Where did you find this? On a distant moon, by a ruined house, in the middle of a hurricane. This is a hermit's effigy, given to a hermit when they go out alone to remind them of the place that gave them birth. See here, she opens. Do you see? Inside? That's a long word. That is a long word. There's a few words in this one. Woo! Right. Oh, you can just save for later. I don't think I picked up on that before. Was that always there? Can you just, like, go up on a word and just be like, oh, I'll come back to that one? Okay, does any of this fit in here at all? I think that's why save for later is on there, cause... Oh, wait, no, skies. Us. Also us? No good. There's not enough here for me to guess the rest. I'll have to hope I see these sequences again. Nonsense. Can you read it? A child could. The word dash to separate. Okay. I guess. That's our element kind of sort of bracketing. So maybe that's not right, but yeah, okay, cool. They just handed me a word. That's alright. And this to connect. Okay. Okay. And the word, ancient word for join. Okay. How do you know? Not all that is lost is all lost. We remember pieces. We will put Kibenya back in the well shrine. She prefers the damp. She's been on a long journey, I think. Wait, something fell out. It's here in the grass. It's not part of the figurine? No. That's quite evidence, mistress. That is a robesque foil. And what is a robesque foil? You have never seen the internals of a robot, then? I mean, I have, but it wasn't labelled. Oh my. A robesque foil is a small scrap of metal inscribed with enormous detail, like one of your fingerprints. The foil is yours if you want it, Ioxian. I hope you find it of value. Good faith to you, good lady. He was much friendlier than last time around. So did Renba hide the robesque foil inside the Myersian statue? He left it on that rocky moon to be found, and sent the brooch to Mayari to lead her on a trail to find it. And maybe it's connected to the last Emperor's body, but maybe it isn't. But if that was Renba's plan, mistress, why not simply send the foil? We need to find out what's on this foil. Elbereth, then. Now we have a reason to go to Elbereth. A touching scene, mistress. Perhaps we should return to the ship now, mistress. Not yet. We need to... Yeah, I want to try and get to the goddess if we can. Why do they build on stilts, do you think? Surely it doesn't flood up here. The mud, perhaps, mistress? Or perhaps animals sleep underneath. Oh, it just kind of, that just kind of loops around, doesn't it? Turns the well. So iolite crystals from the site of Renba's cache must have been mined during the Empire period to make things like that brooch Renba found. There might be some evidence of that work left. Or some artifacts from connected sites. All the moons in the nebula like this, mistress? I've seen so very few. Some of the nebulas like this, but no, not most. It seems pitiful to me. You should see what poverty looks like. I'll take you to Elbereth soon enough. Can we get to... Oh, I guess... yeah, I think we can, actually. We probably can get to the goddess. Probably could have got there before, actually. Look at this thing. It's truly... Where is she from? From the material, I would judge it was not quarried here, but most likely close by. It's very big, you understand. You can't be sure? No. It has been here long enough for its various radiation signatures to have faded. There's a carving! Someone's carved something here. Something about goddesses. Blessings. Goddess blesses or something, right? Goddess. Holy. Holy sky goddess. That isn't the word for sky. Okay. She's not... Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's an update. That case, it is what... I was right about the water over the fireplace! Holy water goddess. That will do for now. For now, oh, okay. There is certainly plenty of water here. Kibenya is guarding their most precious resource, keeping it all fertile. Okay. I'll have a nosy at that again. Identified the water goddess. Wait, no. Wait, what? Why are we going to clay figurine? Back. Let me out of this. Oh, okay. I don't know why was Goddess blessed plants 10 seconds ago, but the carving at the base of the goddess was 30 seconds ago. What else can holy is definitely right. Goddess is definitely right. It's unlikely to be Holy Think Goddess or Holy Grasp Goddess, given the, you know, word structures that we've seen so far. It seems likely that it would have to be sky or water, and they've literally ruled out sky. Kind of by process of elimination, I feel like it has to be water, right? However, that means, woo, where the heck was the fireplace? No, well, found cars before the hearth? Yes, that makes it water goddess blesses fire. Which I said it was, and you all said I was wrong. You were all like, no, 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 it's got to be sky. Why would it be water? Water is silly. It can't be water. However, if the people who lived at that building were Myaercians, then their deity was the water goddess, Kibenya. So whoever was in there worshipped and respected Kibenya anyway. Like they had the little idol for Kibenya. That was basically their goddess. Okay, yes, it's a bit weird to ask a water goddess to bless a fire, but like it is a fireplace, and that is their goddess. They're asking their goddess to bless their fireplace. So hooray. Good. That's that hammered out. 6. How long were you buried on Iox? I have no idea, mistress. I do not remember it. And you don't know why you were buried? No, mistress. I can only assume I was not needed. Perhaps robots were not trusted. Perhaps, mistress. Though I observe robots to be both more predictable and more kind than most humans. Was there a quick way out? I could get it. Yeah, back to the ship. 6. We've seen the goddess. That's what we came for. They would bless the fireplace because it was their goddess. What other goddess would bless the fireplace? They didn't worship any other goddesses. That was the goddess that Myaercians worship. The people who came there came from this swampy moon. Yeah, they weren't on a swampy moon, but they still believed in the goddess and wanted to be blessed by the goddess. Whether the idea of a water goddess blessing a fire made sense or not, it was their goddess, right? Robots being the remnants of a long-lost civilization is, yeah, sort of pretty much implied at this point. I guess the robots were Empire or predating Empire. That's a bit that's taking a bit from Isaac Asimov, the Asimovian Empire, as it were, the Galactic Empire. They had robots at one stage. Minor spoilers for that entire whole universe, but I guess sort of, maybe, I don't know. It's a pretty significant thing. I do not immediately recognize where it was produced. It was on the Ruined Moon so long, I suppose. It was. But with closer study, I may be able to place it. I will triangulate the origin of the foil as best I can, mistress. It's time to move on. I will prepare the chalks, mistress. If for that bit of sort of lore and game and whatnot, they're drawing on essentially kind of, I guess, Foundation. I suspect the whole robot thing here, they are maybe pulling on sort of this Isaac Asimov and Foundation kind of universe. The robots in that particular instance were abandoned because, as she said, robots, people didn't. She suggests they're robots. The humans didn't trust the robots. something kind of similar, I think, went down in Foundation. Eventually, the robots got better and better and better and better, and there was eventually came to a point where they were like, okay, no more robots. Let's not do robots anymore. I can't remember the specific context, but humanity definitely we're like, okay, let's just get rid of all the robots. And then a few of them slip through the cracks and carry on, and they like pop up in like thousands of years later in story. Again, I suppose minor spoilers going on here, but like these are incidental points in a like I don't know how many books there are in this particular canon, but the vast amount of like everything Asimov wrote is all like one canonical universe. It starts out as like robots. He did a bunch of books about robots, and then some stuff about the Empire, and the two kind of tie into each other. And then you just jump forward like 10,000, 20,000 years or something, and then you've got the books that make up Foundation, but it's still the same universe, and it still kind of harks back to different elements of things, and they talk about things that happened 10,000 years ago, and it's like, oh, shoot, this is like... Have you ever watched or read The Bicentennial Man? That's the same universe. That's the robots from Foundation. And here as well, I bet. These are Foundation robots. Right, well, that's me done geeking out over that particular fandom. We can go to... Let's go to... Elbereth is on the way to the mural. It's a long flight to the mural. We ain't going back to Iox anytime soon. Let's find out what we're doing with this foil. I know my friend would like to take a look at the crown and see what it does. I could go there next. Okay, if they know what to do with the crown and what to do with the foil, that's 2 reasons to go there. Elbereth is in the wires. Didn't we go? We went through the wires to get to the Verdant Pass. I guess we can go either way. Pew! Oh, not pew. Okay, fine. Pew-ish. How do I make it go properly pew? I don't quite... Sailing is hard. Do you have to like grab the currents exactly right, like right down the middle where it's fastest, and just go bam? This is your ship, mistress? What do you think? She's a very beautiful mistress. I was more, what do you think? Rather than, what do you think? But I can't help wondering how you came by her. I found her in a ruined hall on Elbereth, covered in dust. What is this? There's a thing. Stop at the thing, stop at the thing. What's the thing? What's the... She must have been someone's prized possession once. How do I get in here? She's mine now. There's a house! Stop at the... There we go, Got it. The structure is barely intact, mistress. There's nothing here to find. I'll be the judge of... Okay, I guess I won't. Why would you put that there? You did not think to give your ship to the curators on Iox? I didn't actually catch the story of how that came to be because I was busy trying to get in the house. She is an archaeological find, after all. What was the story there? Did anyone catch that? I totally didn't. What was the origin of the ship? Alex doesn't like people to have ships. They would have burned her. They don't mind you docking there with your ship. They're like, oh, you've got a ship, bringing it here, but okay. Your ship is no secret, mistress. That's what I was thinking. Oh, shoot, how have we wound up in Iox? Professor Mayari knows you sail, of course. Mayari lets me do what I like. I don't really know why. Yeah, I think I have to crashing into that building to try and get into it, I think it's quite clear I can't actually damage the ship or screw up in any way, shape or form. Turn us right up ahead, mistress. Alrighty. What did you call your first robot, mistress? Was it 1? Is it because you're the 6th robot? Presumably you did not call it 1. Unless you were already planning your robocidal spree. He's totally called 6 because he's the 6th robot that I've got. Because I murdered all the others. What does it matter what I called it? Why does it matter? It's long gone. It matters, mistress. Robots are ancient. We are unique and irreplaceable. Once unmade, we cannot be remade. Where am I sailing this thing? We matter. Eagle's Pass? Oh, shoot, I was supposed to reply. The waters to the right will bring us to Elbereth, mistress. No, I forgot to... yeah, let me reply about the thing. I gave it a name. No! No! I need this conversation! My first robot. My first... Is that what you called it? My first robot? I called it Talin. Talin? I think Talin? Is a girl's name on Elbereth? Set us down 6. The flying in the game is super weird, yeah. I didn't expect that to actually be an element of the game when we started playing. The demo they had at Res did not prepare me for that. It didn't have any of that kind of element. It was just all translation stuff.
We landed in the dust outside the great walls of Elbereth. No one looked up to watch us arrive. The people here only ever looked down.
So this is Elbereth? This was your home? This is my home. I have seen little but Iox, mistress. This is not like there. No. It's not. Let's look at all the things. The harvest. Such as it is. Dried grass. Waiting to be taken inside. What is it for? I assume people do not eat it. Animals do. But not people. No. I feel like if she'd lived there 20 years, she would probably know what it was for. These must have all been very fine ones, but it seems to be decaying. It is decaying. Wilting. It has no water. They need a water goddess. Maybe they should ask for some blessings. Weird how everything on every town is laid out like a maze. What exactly is a cat kiss, mistress? Good faith to you, yes? How goes things? Somehow I was wound up in a conversation here. The goddess keeps us strong, thank you. Tread softly. I don't know what I'm expecting to find up this way. It just seemed like an interesting way to go. You know me, I will always invariably wander off to all the side bits before I get back to the main course. What if I never get a chance to come back here? I'm certain I would, but you know. What if? What if? We found nothing but an axe. Dang it. I actually can't... That is weird that they would put all this up here and not have anything. Was that a thing on the floor? No, that was a shadow. Whoops. Look, they're poor people. They don't have the luxury of all being able to look visually distinct. I can't afford uniqueness. Also, that dude looks exactly like the same guy on my Ursi as well. This way. Let's go to the rich people's quarters. This is the gate to the upper citadel. Mistress, there is only solid rock behind this door. Ah, I comprehend. It is a hopper. It's one of the oldest things on Elbereth. It still works, amazingly. I cannot see the eye, mistress. Without a line of sight to the eye, I cannot take us inside. What is a hopper eye? The eye is a focus, mistress, nothing more. It receives and reparticulates the hopper signal. Think of it as a funnel into which the sands of your being are poured. I must assume this gate contains the hopper source. There must be a comparable gate above fitted with an eye. But what is a hopper? Let's get down into the hard sci-fi of this. I mean, what's inside it? What makes it go? Let's go. Oh, good. Unobtainium, cool. The quantium creates some kind of field through which the subject's passed and something, blah, blah, blah. Mistress, does it matter? Can we not just hand-wave this away because it's complicated science fiction? You sound like you don't trust me. Hopper takes one's corporeal form to pieces, mistress. Trust is critical. You can stay here if you like. Just stand back when I ask it to let me through. The idea is appealing, but not to my ethical core, mistress. I will stay with you. Set Boyarki Refar. The gate is asking where you want to go. Okay. You can understand it? No, mistress, I was asking you a question. Set Boyarki Refar. The gate word is the name of the upper city. But I think the upper city is named after the word. Katkis. Remenya Miani Hua. Nothing's happening. Most impressive, mistress. Set Boyarki Refar. I said Katkis. You stupid contraption. Remenya Miani Hua. Isn't working. I don't understand it. Read the inscription. There are ancient symbols here. I used to trace them out when I was a girl. We speak a little bit of ancient now. When I was asking about the thing on the ground, I thought it was like, oh, here's an artifact. Like we found the one in the grass earlier. I saw just something dotted there, and I was like, oh, yeah, that could be a thing that I can investigate. Definitely something about the gods. Mistress, that translation is clearly incorrect. There must be another phrasing. What? Okay. Wasn't that like the first thing we translated, and we've been like relying on that for everything? We don't know nothing about powers. Oh, I see. Oh, because the symbol for gods is in the symbol for pilgrim. Okay, yeah. Gods is still correct. But in this instance, that is not the word for gods. That's going to trip us up a few times, I think. Right. Enter? Is either enter or ascend. Orange pilgrim. Orange. That's a great one. It's just orange pilgrims. Only orange pilgrims may come in here. Donald Trump, come on in. I don't think it's orange. We got treasure. We got banished. I mean, it's a gate, right? Enter pilgrim, kind of like. Are you all literally just intentionally guessing the ones that it cannot possibly be? I mean, we're heading up into the upper city, so ascend isn't that unviable. I'm reasonably confident it is not drowned, and I am not putting orange in. It is not orange pilgrim. Don't be so ridiculous. It is. I'm going to go with enter. Enter pilgrim? I think that's correct. Was Elbreth a place for pilgrims? I didn't know that. I wonder if I could convince the gate I'm a pilgrim. Set by Orki Rafar. Kibenya? Ayeni hua sale kateliti. If we hadn't gone, to talk about the goddess and talk about the statue and things, we wouldn't have known the name of the goddess at that point. We wouldn't have actually been able to answer that. We needed to stop off at Swamp Place, whose name immediately eludes me because names, right? But you know, the one. This is the main courtyard. There are alleys leading off in all directions. It's easy to get lost up here. Alright, let's find a person and try not to stop and read everything on the way. Except I will. Have you lost robots up here before, mistress? What makes you ask that? I'll take that as a yes. Oroy's yard is this way. Cool, good guess. Ascend, ascend is a cooler word, but in this particular instance I'm not sure it's exactly right. It is still a gate, right?
You could buy anything, for any purpose.
Strong as oxen. Dependable. Cheap. Mistress? What is this lady selling? Something dependable as oxen? It's... Oh, the girl. She's selling the girl there in the background. It's a work market. Workers? Are you surprised? This is Elbreth. It's about as far from Iox as you can go. I cannot be here, mistress. The market is for people, not machines. You're in no danger. I'm not concerned for myself. My ethical core is programmed against suffering. It does not differentiate by economic status. There's nothing you can do, Six. I am compelled to expend a considerable number of cycles verifying that before I can simply accept it, mistress. I'm sorry, Six. I wish I could fix it for you, I really do. What is your ethical core, anyway? What good is it? Evidently, it is what stops me from pushing humans off cliffs, mistress. Do all robots have one of those? They must have cores. Whether or not they are all ethical, I could not say. That's interesting because that implies the existence of kind of 3 laws. Mostly that is interesting just because I was ranting about Asimov and Foundation and robots earlier. To that instance, most of, or many of the robots in that particular work simply ceased to function over time based on the 3 laws because the robots in that world couldn't reconcile their orders to treat humanity well with humanity's own self-destructive tendencies, and eventually they're all just like, nope, conflicts of interest, can't do this, breakdown. So, yeah. Some might be treated okay. Not all of them will be. I know that doesn't help. No, okay. You're lost, Farwet? My name isn't Farwet. You look like a Farwet to me. And you brought a Maya making with you? A robot here? You don't like robots? What good are the metal things to anyone? Perhaps you're hoping to start a riot. I'd rather my servant wasn't a person. Typical selfishness. Your kind won't be happy until only the Mayamiki can eat. If you go out of business, I won't shed a tear. And neither will the people you have in chains. Fawet Saleha. I'm sure that doesn't mean anything pleasant. Oroy's yard is this way. I will follow, mistress.
Oroy was my oldest friend. We'd grown up in the orphanage together. But I had left Elbereth and she had stayed.
Ooh, metal components. I have no idea what these things do. Oroy's always playing around with magnets and wires and things. The whole area is Oroy's, I think. She's useful. And people like to give her space. Ooh, strike the gong. I wonder how business is going. The arms tray looks pretty empty. Dinner's ready! Oh, that was less dramatic than I'd hoped. There we go. There was an answering clatter from behind the door. What do we do now? Now we wait for Oroy to finish whatever she's doing in there. And come and see who we are. Alright, what do you want? Oh! It's you. Is that a good it's you, or it's a bad it's you? Oroy. So? You're here to dump another broken robot on me? Okay, she doesn't seem super happy to see me. I don't remember it like that. Oh, don't you? Ripping people off just doesn't stick? What do you want, Aaliyah? I was having a good day.
We'd been friends. Once.
Uh-huh. I found a arabesque foil hidden in a statuette. An old one. Hidden there by someone. Can't get much from a foil on its own. They all work in different ways, depending on where and how they were made. Can you tell me where this one was made? I doubt it. You're the archaeologist. It's quite something. Too delicate for Empire work. It's either ancient or was made an ancient way. In the Empire, they carved these things by hand. They were useless. The ancients were better at making foils? Better than the Empire? Of course. How do you think they made so many robots? Empire foils can barely saw a picture. We'll get to the crown. How's your family? My son is fine. My daughter... That's another story. What's happened to your daughter? I don't think we need to know, or want to know, rather, but, yeah. My daughter thinks she is in love. Okay, that's not as bad. I was expecting the slavery thing, but that's okay. Alright, she's just eloped. Is she? She's a child, Aaliyah. How old is she now? You know perfectly well how old she is, and she's not old enough. Okay, fine. So about the robot, I mean, did you ever fix the robot I sold you? No. Whatever it lost out there, it was really gone. I ended up borrowing a few internals from my collection. Disgusting. Alright, look. Here's what we're here for. I got this, you know, doodad that you might want to see. Oh, did you? Purpose for your life, maybe? Wow. Alright, is something wrong? What could be wrong, Aaliyah? You rock up here after who knows how many months, raving about some great new find. What could be wrong with that picture? Hello, then. How are you? Don't pretend to be normal. Just tell me whatever it was you wanted to tell me. So, we sailed into the Cyclones. A dusty, rocky place, totally deserted, and... Wait. You sailed into the Cyclones? Aaliyah? Are you mad? It wasn't that dangerous. Of course it wasn't. Only an enormous space storm 10 times bigger than Elbereth. Did you even know if there was a river out? That's not the point. And it should be the point. I've lost you once to Iox. I don't want to lose you again. Oh, you do care for me. Mistress, you cannot be intending to give the Emperor's crown to this woman. Thanks for spoiler alert, robot. Jesus. I'm not going to give it to her. No, I expect you'll try to sell it, whatever it is. Here, have a look at this. Robot's ruined the surprise now anyway. Just look at it. Or I held the crown gingerly, like it was some kind of injured animal. Bless the wind. What are you? The right bulk for a basic power source? There are contacts under the rim. What is this? It is... the crown of the Emperors of Iox, we reckon, so far? Yeah, I think. I think. Are you serious? You've got the crown of the Empire and you bring it to me? Look, you and I know it is not just a crown. You want me to take it apart? Alright then, I'll take a look. You know, no biggie. And the most important artifact in the world. Let's dismantle it. I cannot believe you entrusted such a find to such a person, in such a place. Such an action is almost statistically impossible, but you did it anyway. She'll figure it out. Whatever it is. That crown is a treasure of the Empire. All Mistress Oroi will likely do is lose it. With no offense intended to Mistress Oroi, that is. I'll let you know what I find. Hurry up, hurry up! I need to know. The thing that said my lifetime, I don't think so, no. Still, it's good to see her in one piece. Just about. I'll get back to that point just after this conversation. You should be careful out there. I know the strain you put on yourself. Right. There we go. It's... this. So... it's the thing where it says my lifetime. For some reason, like, I clocked that as well. I mean, everything that pops up on this is somewhere on the timeline, right? But like all the events of the game are noted on this timeline, right? So like things like I met this person is events that happened in my timeline. But if we like establish events that are like, ah, yes, someone made the crown during the era of the Empire, we can go back a bit more. Oh, we got the Dark Ages, which is, you know, I guess the Dark Ages are considered to be the gap between the Empire's era and the modern age. So yeah, like this span of time was used as a hermitage on Mierci. The arabesque foil was fashioned somewhere around 370-ish years ago. Right? So it'll pop up on the timeline. So when an event occurs, it'll say, this happened during the Holy Empire. This happened during the Dark Age. This happened during the Modern Age. This happened during my lifetime. And because, like, we've got that fine-grained zoom right in to, like, here's the things that we're doing. Like, we found artifacts on the moon. We sailed to Mierci. All the things we've done in the last few days, in the last few hours, in the last few minutes. Like, 10 seconds ago, we gave the crown to Oroi. You know, that's our lifetime, right? So the implication there, I don't think, is that our character is going to die and someone else takes over. It's just a part of this much bigger timeline of all the events of the world that we're aware of. Also, our protagonist is 33 years old. Huh, how about that? There we go. Now you know, in case that was important information to you. Can we go... Oh, yeah, we'll go... Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. I hadn't like, clocked... I don't think this was quite as fine-grained when we first started the game. It's kind of broken it down a bit more, I think. So we've got My Lifetime, the Modern Age, Dark Age, Holy Empire and Ancient Empire, and then Ancient Time. I mean, maybe it's expanded the timeline to go back as we've discovered older and older events, because now we can go back to something 3,900 years ago. I don't think there's anything on the timeline older than that we know about. Clearly the timeline goes back a ways. How far back does this timeline? Oh my god, how far back does this go? Oh, if I let go of it, it automatically scrolls to the most recent bit anyway. 11,000... I really want, there's just somewhere on here just to say dinosaurs. We've gone too far back. The Earth's only 6,000 years old. It can't go that far back. So yeah, that's, jeez, I've scrolled away on that one. Whew, there we go. So that is everything. I think that just keeps going. I think if you just hold down left, or A, it just keeps going, honestly. But, I mean, who knows how far the actual events go, but this is, I guess this is just based on either things that we have lived or things that we have discovered. These are all the events that we know of from the game. All of the things that have happened that our character is aware of is all documented on this timeline. So when it says My Lifetime, it literally is just like, this is things that have happened in the time space that I have been alive, just in case you were curious when it did occur. Hold it, you can't walk into my house. We're only friends. You don't own this place, you know? I'm sorry. I was just peeking. I wanted to see how cool the thing is. Well, don't. I'm not some ruin. Yeah, but you've got, like, the crown. Look after the crown, Oroy. Don't let it out of your sight. Don't offer me advice on being cautious, Aaliyah. How many robots have you lost now? How is the shop working out? Slow enough. See you when I see you, Aaliyah Elasara. I don't think we knew her last name. I don't think I ever could particularly confidently remember her first name either, but Aaliyah Elasara. I don't remember them actually telling me her surname before. Do you think Mistress Oroy can be trusted? I'm sure of it. Oroy's honest. She can't even lie. We have found evidence of one new location of note, an early Empire period moon. I suggest we return to Iox and inform Professor Mayari what you have done with the crown. Yeah, they wanted me to give that back to her, didn't they? I've just given it to someone else. Yeah. Let's leave this moon. Do it. Actually, there was more to explore, but... You ready, mistress? And so we left the surface of Elbereth. Could probably come back here, to be fair. Does the number have limits? Like 32-bit integer limits? Very good question. I presume someone in QA must have, like, had the job at some stage, at least once, of sitting there and... Or maybe not sitting there, maybe just like putting a weight on the A key and walking away for half an hour to see what happens. Go make a cuppa and see what occurs. We should sail to Iox and tell Mayari what we've seen. We won't, but we should. She's not going to be happy when I tell her, so I'm going to avoid that particular encounter by not doing that. Next time, because it's midnight, it's actually midnight, which unfortunately means that is time for me to wrap it up here today. I would love absolutely nothing more than sit here and play this for another 3-4 hours, but I got work in the morning, and me going to bed at 4 a.m. is not going to play out very well for everyone. Mostly me, when I say everyone. That mostly the consequences are for me. But I mean, if the consequences of me doing that are I lose my job, then I won't maybe not be able to stream for very long in the future for you guys. So, you know, there are maybe consequences are further reaching. I'm overthinking this. Let's just not get fired by oversleeping. It is very midnight. It might not be for you, but time zones exist, and for me it is definitely midnight. It's 1 a.m. Well, I mean, if you ain't got nothing doing tomorrow, more power for you, but I have the works. I will once again re-stress the point that I am away. I must board a train and travel for 4 hours at 8:30 tomorrow night, meaning I will return to my homelands at like 1 a.m. My clock says 1 minute past midnight, frankly, but hey, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I must return to my homelands. I will return back from my homelands to the admittedly more temperate south. The climate down here is actually a lot better than Yorkshire, I've got to be honest. Yeah, I will return on Tuesday, but also I will also be returning to here on Tuesday at midnight, which means, you know, I'm still not going to be able to stream on Tuesday. So the next time you will see me, maybe not hear from me, but definitely see me on a stream. Not that you even see me on a stream, that's bad phrasing. But you know, the next time I will stream, let's just make it obvious what I'm talking about, will be next Wednesday. I will be back next Wednesday. I will be gone. Oh my god, I'm going to be gone for a week. What? That doesn't feel like it's going to be a week, but kind of very nearly. So, I mean, you know what? I have enjoyed streaming more this week. Like, streaming 3 days in a row, kind of like, I'd always kind of avoided, and I was like, oh, that's kind of too much. I feel like going forward, maybe I want to stream more. Don't like, read too much into that, but if I could make it happen, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. Let's file that one under consideration for a little bit, but yeah. I will stream next Wednesday just in the name of, like, catching up on missed streams a bit. And you got 2 bonus ones this week, so, you know, it's all good. I'm just going to be really annoyed that I can't play Heaven's Vault for the next week. Can we have this game on mobile? I want this on mobile now. Or Switch. Put it on Switch. It's not on Switch yet. That's really disappointing. But, yeah, cool. I will go and I think my plan for the weekend is play a lot of Splatoon. There's an Easter weekend Splatfest on that lasts 2 days instead of 1 day like usual. So add me on Switch and play Splatoon with me. Splatfest, yo! don't stream every day. You don't have to watch everything I do. But yeah, Switch would be great. I'm slowly becoming one of those people who want all the games on Switch now. There's a weird subset of people who are like really rabidly like pushing to every developer to put every game on Switch, and it's like, well, I mean, I see where they're coming from because it's actually a really bloody good platform. It's a really, really nice device. I'm liking owning that a lot. I only own 2 games for it. No, three games. I own 3 games for it. Or is it? No, yeah, one of them is really bad, and I got given the key by a dev. But you know, I own 3 games for it. Well, you can watch the VODs. I mean, the streams aren't going anywhere. You can always catch up on stuff. I mean, to be fair, also the days when you have school, you're beholden to the schedule, your time zones and schedules and things regardless. I never stream at a time that's like particularly convenient for you to stay up super late watching it anyway, right? I did not see the IGN April Fool's things, but that makes probably a lot of sense. A lot of stuff is coming to Switch, and that's really great. The thing, although weirdly enough, like every time I go to the Nintendo store, I always go through the list and going, that's a great game, that's a great game, that's a great game, that's a great game, that's a great game. I should buy all of these things, and then I immediately go, but I already own them all on PC, and all of the ones that are worth playing I have played. There's a lot of stuff that I probably still want to play, to be fair, but I mean, I also still own them on PC. Why would I buy it again when I haven't played it the first time around? But there is definitely some games out there that I'm like, this would be better on Switch. I can't deny actually kind of wanting to buy Stardew Valley again on Switch, because, I mean, it's Stardew Valley, like, that's just infinite value. You can farm forever, and it never gets boring somehow. Like, Stardew Valley is just, like, something you should just own multiple times, right? But there you go. That's that. It's now 5 past midnight. I can't, like, keep doing this. Oh, just one last diversion. Staxel is out now. I keep seeing adverts for Staxel pop up from, like, Humble. Humble keep pushing that one. That looks very Stardewy, and stylistically, it looks like Cube World? Or possibly a little bit, mostly Cube World. It looks like Cube World, it looks like it plays like Stardew Valley or some sort of Harvest Moon type thing, and it's multiplayer, and all I can really think is I should rope Tulkas into playing that, but there's a lot of things I want to rope Tulkas into playing at the minute as well, so who knows. We're in that Warhammer game that's going to take 3 years to play out, right? And then 3D voxel Stardew is exactly what I want out of life. Come on, like, that sounds great. I also wanted to rope him into playing Master Orion. If he's into strategy, I want to play Master Orion with him. I think that'd be great. It's the same game, but with a theme that works for me instead of him, so if I have to suffer through his hacky-slashy medieval stuff, I'm going to drag him into Pew Pew Space strategy instead. I know you want me to do Space Engineers. I've watched some Space Engineers, and it looks one of those, like, potentially one of those quite chill, cathartic, just building stuff kind of things. I don't really know what the meat of the game is. I've only seen people just, like, salvage things and then just slowly build, like, a space station out of it, which looks quite satisfying to do. But there's a lot of things on the hashtag Team Suicide chopping block right now. I do want to prioritize Master of Orion, but I really wanted to get him more regularly into Sea of Thieves. He did enjoy Sea of Thieves that one time I dragged him into it. He begrudgingly kind of admitted that towards the end of that stream, and playing more of it with him would be great. Honestly, yeah. I just that's all I want. Like, hashtag Team Suicide Sloop. That'd be just perfectamundo. And there's a new update coming out. It's gonna be great, and it needs a Tulkas in it just to, like, be great. Oh, Space Engineers, like, escalates. Okay, fair enough. Alright. There is not enough time in the day for me to stream, and not enough overlap with my schedule to drag Tulkas into enough streams. I mean, I would say, a year ago I would have been like, I just need to get to a point where this can be my job, so that's really satisfying, and all I have to do is stream all day long. That would be great, wouldn't it? But actually now I'm in a point where I really enjoy my job. I'm like, yeah, I want to stream more, but also I actually want to carry on in this career where I enjoy doing what I'm doing, so, like, I don't really want to make streaming my job. But, you know, worst problems to have is, you know, your hobby work balance when you enjoy all of it and can't find enough time to do all of it as much as you want. Like, there are worse places to be in, let's be honest. Right, now I'm really overstaying my welcome. I'm absolutely going to bid you adieu there. This is enough translation for one night. Let us go and not tell Mayari everything we've seen. Let's go and visit the other 2 things that we need to next Wednesday. I will see you then. Good night.